This is Rapid Fire with One Fourth Careers podcast. Let the people know your name.
Hey everyone, my name is Adia.
And let the people know where you're from.
I am originally from Brunswick, Georgia.
Okay.
Rural South Georgia. Whoop,
yeah.
whoop.
What school did you end up going to?
I attended Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio.
All right. Now, what do you do for work? Who do you work for?
Yeah, so I work for KeyBank, and I am a senior Community Reinvestment Act reporting analyst.
Awesome. Interesting. So what did you want to be when you were growing up as an adolescent?
Ooh. Okay, this is going to sound crazy, but I really wanted to be a translator in Arabic and Chinese. That didn't work out.
Okay. Now, for KeyBank, how did you obtain that role?
Yeah, so I applied for the rotational analyst position when I was coming out of research at the Federal Reserve. And in the interview, I was talking about my passions, and the person who was interviewing me told me, hey, I think your passions suit a different role. So I'm going to put you in touch with different areas of the bank that I think you would be more interested in. And in interviewing with those other people, they decided to hire me for the role that I'm in now.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
And for someone who wants to do what you do for KeyBank, what professional advice would you provide them if they want to do the same work anywhere?
Yeah, so I definitely think data analysis is important. So if you're in school, math is important, statistics. Definitely get some coding languages under your belt and things like that.
I love
Yeah.
that. Last question for you. What's a work challenge you've had to overcome, and how did you get through it?
Yeah, so transferring from research, economic research, I was coding a lot, and that's what I was used to. So then when I switched to my current role, it was really more manual data checking task.
Yeah.
And I had to learn to really be more meticulous, because where code would naturally catch my mistakes, I had to learn to make that transition where I had to be the one catching my mistakes. I didn't have anything else to check me. And so I had to really get used to having a more meticulous eye on the work that I was doing, because it's important.
Awesome. Thanks so much for stopping by. This was fun.
Yeah, thank you, Xavier.
Peace. Another Rapid Fire here with One Fourth Careers podcast. Who are we here with today?
My name is Donald Finley.
Nice. Donald, where are you from?
I'm from Washington, D.C., currently residing in New York City.
Okay. What school did you end up going to?
So I went to Towson University, and I also went to Howard University School of Law.
Wow, that's awesome, man. What do you do for work now?
So currently I'm an M&A attorney. I practice at a firm called Paul Weiss. There I do private equity work, mergers and acquisitions, and corporate governance.
Now, take me back. What did you want to do when you were growing up?
Believe it or not, I actually always wanted to be a corporate attorney. Truthfully, I've also wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I think, I still could blend my two passions.
I love that. How did you obtain your current role?
So, interesting. I actually just lateraled over from a different law firm in Washington, D.C. But typically the process to obtain a role at a big law firm involves recruiting in law school. So I summered at a big law firm after my 2L year, in between my 2L and 3L year. And then you receive a return offer towards the end of that summer. And then that's how you sort of start in that position. There's other ways, but that's generally like the more conventional route.
That's awesome. Congrats on that success, man. What professional advice would you give someone who wants to do something similar as you?
To be honest, I mean, you want to do really well in law school. All right, you definitely want to get the best grades you can. But to actually succeed in the field, I think you need to be willing to sacrifice, right? It's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of energy.
That's amazing. Tell the people, what's a work challenge you've had to overcome, and how'd you do it?
It's a great question. I think now as a third year associate, I'm in more of a mid-level role, meaning I have to manage both up and down, and it becomes challenging in that situation where you're both dealing with people who are new to the practice and they're not really sure what they're doing, so you have to sort of balance expectations and built-in efficiencies in order to effectively communicate upwards.
That's amazing. Thanks so much for joining us, man.
I appreciate that. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to another One Fourth Careers podcast, Rapid Fire. Who am I here with today?
You're here with Aaron Gossett.
And where are you from?
I'm from Columbus, Georgia. It's about 2 hours away from Atlanta.
All right. What school did you end up going to?
I went to the University of Georgia. Go Dogs.
Okay. And what do you do for work currently?
Yes, I'm an account manager at Pinterest.
Awesome. Take me back. What did you want to be when you were growing up?
Honestly, I want to be a lot of things, but ultimately, I just want to make a lot of money.
I love it. Let's go. Now, how did you obtain your current role at Pinterest?
I just did a cold email. Like, I saw a role on LinkedIn and I was like, why not? I have been unemployed for about 6 months in a pandemic and was just throwing stuff at the wall.
So what professional advice would you give someone who wants to do similar work that you do now?
Networking is always good, but I think learning to sell yourself and even speak to your weaknesses and how they can become strengths is very helpful, especially in the sales role that I exist in currently.
That's dope. And tell the people, what's a work challenge you've had to overcome and how'd you get through it?
I had to learn how to be told no. Like, as a salesperson, I ask people for money, a lot of money, and I often get told by no, not because they necessarily want to, because restraints. And I think being able to be more comfortable with that no has given me the confidence to ask those big questions that, in the end, sometimes actually work out for me.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for stopping by. Another Rapid Fire 1/4 Careers podcast. Who do we have here with us today?
My name is Trinity Torres.
What's up, Trinity? Let the people know where you're from.
Oh, I'm from Suffolk, Virginia, so coastal Virginia, and currently based in DC.
Nice. Where'd you end up going to school?
I went to the College of William and Mary.
I love it. So what do you do for work now?
I am a brand strategy marketing manager at Choice Hotels. So I've been in the hospitality industry for the past 6 years. I've done all types of roles within hospitality, done everything from global commercial strategy, corporate strategy, chief of staff, all the things, but love my current role and I love brand strategy work.
I love it. So take us back. What did you want to be growing up?
Ooh, okay. If you probably asked me at 5, I would have told you an actress. Even went to performing arts high school for a little bit. But I think that my passion for people and storytelling really plays into what I do now as a brand strategist.
That's super cool. How did you actually obtain your current role or break into your current company?
It's a great question. So I majored in public policy and psychology, thought I was gonna go to law school, didn't realize the world of business as a means of financial mobility until sort of my last year in undergrad. And I started just talking to tons of alumni. I think I talked to 50 alumni, and someone finally said, you know what, you love travel, you love people, have you thought about hospitality? And they connected me with someone who ended up hiring me as an intern right when I graduated at Hilton, and that launched my whole career.
That's amazing. What professional advice would you give someone who wants to do a similar role as you?
I would say that if you are interested in brand strategy or marketing strategy, just start having conversations with people. I didn't have an undergrad business major. I learned everything about marketing on the job, but I think that if you're really passionate about sort of that end user experience, whatever that looks like, for me, obviously it's hotel guests, but maybe it's like product marketing or whatever you're interested in, just start having conversations with people and networking in the field, and I think you can break in.
That's amazing. Let the people know what work challenge you've had and what did you do to overcome it?
So sort of like I mentioned before, I didn't have a business background, so everything I've learned to navigate corporate America has been on the job. So I'm really passionate about that. I'm really passionate about business as a means of financial mobility. And so I run a nonprofit that's dedicated to helping students before they go to college sort of get those skills so they can hit the corporate world running. But I think that's been a challenge throughout my career to sort of figure out how to navigate a business environment without that formal degree. And I'm here to say you can do it. You just have to be hungry and willing to find mentors and people who will kind of show you the steps along the way.
I love that. Plug the nonprofit. Let the people know what you got going
yeah,
on.
if you're interested. Well, if you know of any amazing high school students that want to grow skills like LinkedIn, coffee chats, selling their personal brand, please have them apply for Embolden. You can look us up. I think it's embolden.org. And if you are a business professional who would love to give back, please, please, please apply to be a mentor. We'd love to have you.
Everyone, you will find the link below. Please tap in with what she has going on. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
All right, welcome to another Rapid Fire 1/4 Careers podcast. Who do we have with us today?
Hey, Xavier, thank you for having me, man. Maximo de la Cruz.
Awesome. Let the people know where you're from.
Yes, I'm originally from New York City, and I'm currently based out of Philadelphia for work.
And where'd you end up going to school?
Went to Princeton University in New Jersey.
I love it. What do you do for work now?
So for work now, I work at Vanguard, and I'm a product manager for index equity funds.
Okay. Now take me back. What did you want to be when you were growing up?
Growing up, I think I always knew I wanted to work in an investment space. So I grew up first gen, low income, single mother. We didn't have much. Through mentors, I just discovered the power of investing. And so I knew long term I wanted to work in strategy, just helping people invest and grow their money over the long term.
Nice. How did you get into your current role?
Yeah, so I've been at Vanguard a little over 4 years. I discovered Vanguard right out of undergrad through a rotational development program. I actually didn't know what I wanted to do specifically. I knew I wanted to be in business, so a rotational program was just a good way to get different exposure to like different departments within the firm and just discover what I like and what I don't like.
So for someone who wants to do work similar as you, what kind of professional advice would you give them?
Yeah, I would tell people to just network, especially being young early on, not knowing much, not knowing a lot of people. Get connected to the space you want to be in and just really go out there and meet folks.
I love that. Now, for a work challenge, what's a work challenge that you've had and how'd you get through it?
Yeah, so, obviously at my firm, there's not a lot of people that look like me from like a Dominican Latino background. I think just finding those people that you can really click with and share maybe similar demographics and just really holding on to like a close-knit community and just remind yourself of your why every day, of why you're there.
I love it. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you for having me, Xavier.
Welcome to One Fourth Careers Podcast Rapid Fire. Who am I here with today?
Sumto Atal.
All right, where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey, but I'm originally from Lagos, Nigeria, actually, but I live in Jersey now.
I love it. What school did you end up going to?
I went to Rutgers University in New Jersey.
All right. Now, what do you do for work?
I'm currently a product manager at Anywhere Real Estate, and it's based out of New Jersey, but I work remotely.
Now, take me back. What did you want to be when you were growing up?
What I want to be, I probably wanted to play some kind of sports, like probably soccer, actually. I played a lot of soccer growing up.
I love it. How did you obtain your current role as a product manager?
So it's actually a story, but like long story short, I went from engineering. I did that for a couple years. I got a product role in an engineering company and used that to transition into this. And now I work in product and real estate.
And what professional advice would you give people who want to do similar work as you?
I'll say I find a lot of people try to transfer into product management, and all you got to do is really find transferable skills within what you're doing. Because whatever product you're working on or team you're working on or project, you can use that as your product and just find where those connections are, because there really always are connections between each role.
That's amazing. Tell the people, what's a work challenge you've had to overcome and how did you do it?
Personally, I came from an engineering background, so I'm used to being like an individual contributor. So, get a job and then go away, do it, then come back and submit it to the team. So one thing I had to get over was just working in a more collaborative setting, like always working with a team and being around people. So just getting used to a lot more collaboration and other people's inputs in my work was something to get used to. But then that just helps with diversity and ideas and like pushing the team forward. So it's something I really enjoy now, actually.
That's amazing. Thanks so much for sharing and stopping by.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
Welcome to another Rapid Fire at One Fourth Careers podcast. Who do we have today?
Today you have Bryant Narvaez.
All right, and where are you from?
Born and raised in Pennsylvania, currently live in Boston.
I love it. What school did you end up going to?
I went to Penn State, not too far away from home, just around 2 hours away from home.
And what do you do for work?
I'm a product manager at Bain & Company.
Now take me back. What did you want to be when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, probably a pilot, to be honest.
Okay. Now, how did you obtain your current role?
Directly just applied on their career portal, but like setting myself up to land in product management took a variety of different roles before I could get there eventually.
Nice. What professional advice would you give people who want to do a similar role as you?
I would definitely focus on aspects of your career where you're handling user feedback or talking to your stakeholders or collaborating and creating experiences, because that's what product is really about, is creating the right user experiences that will eventually lead to a good product and people will want to use it then.
I love that. Now, what's a work challenge you've had to overcome and how'd you do it?
I guess there could be a learning curve when moving into professional services, especially Big Three consulting. So, like working on my overall skill sets and also my toolbox to get into the right or fit into the firm was my first challenging when landing there.
I love it. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you, David.